the way we're acting today, in terms of supremacy or in all the ways that we act, came from the slavery period, or do you think that a lot of it just came new recently?
I mean, both, because it's been a perpetual thing, and you know, every time we get past something or get to another plateau, they come with something else to try to knock us down again. So yeah, it's things that happened before that was the foundation of slave mentality, white supremacy, Willie Lynchism, all that happened in the early times. But I mean, every year, every few months, it's like they change the laws here. Every few months, they coming up with something different to implement they, you know, white supremacy ideology. So yeah, it's old stuff, new stuff. It's constantly going on.
One more thing. I think some of the things, I think there were only a few laws, a few messed up laws from the beginning. And I think a lot of the stuff that we, as you said, we're feeling or doing today is made up along the way. We make stuff up along the way. You know what I mean? Out of fear. And I mean, let's just we only are born with two real fears: the fear of falling and the fear of noises. That's why let doctors give babies checkups. They hold them, they do them like that. It's like they're gonna drop them, see if the baby gonna react, or they'll do this in the baby ear to see the baby react. We only born with two fears. Anything else we develop on our own. And some people say fear, F-E-A-R, falsehood ever appearing real. That's in one world. And then, but in the black world, fear, F-E-A-R, stands for fuck everything and run. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. We run. The things we don't understand, we run from them. We don't want anything to do with, instead of walking up on it, facing it, learning, and carrying on. And you know, yeah, you're right. White people, they know it. Two black people know it. White men already know it. You're true. But see, the thing about it, as far as you telling our secrets, there are no secrets that you can tell that a white man don't already know. All the secrets are hidden from us.
You know, how do you process that, knowing that you could be killed?
Well, that's still embedded in the black man's mind today. You know, it's like they was on the plantation. One of them may want to run away. The other slave want to, no, we got to stay here. We can't leave. You can't run away, you know. Or he don't want to tell, you know. Or he wants to go and, you leave, I'll go tell the slave master. You know, they still doing that today, you know. They snitching on each other or telling this instead of having, you know, unity, or like, you know, we're not going to get involved with this, or, you know, us staying together.
You know, as we wind down here, primarily because I'm losing my voice, what do you want to say to people here in Fort Wayne about the importance of not being afraid to express how they feel behind a microphone? Because the only way other blacks and the masses of society will know what's on your mind is you got to tell them. And you've been brave enough to do that, to do this time and time again, whereas many of your friends won't. Why do you feel it's important for you to speak out?
Because we gotta get together, and some of these constitutional rights really don't even benefit, you know, the black community or the black man itself, in order for him to succeed in life. Other than that, we're gonna be stuck in the same rut for a while.
And Prophet, same question to you.
Can you repeat the question, please? About
why do you feel compelled to speak out and let other blacks and the broader Fort Wayne society know how you feel about different issues? Why do you choose to be verbal and vocal as opposed to a lot of your neighbors and friends who just want to sit back as if they're on the sidelines watching a football game?
Because I think every great movement starts with just a few people or even one person. And, you know, once one person step up and really put everything on the line and show that, okay, this is worth fighting for, living for, dying for, then it'll show, it'll show the ability to not fear death. Because, I mean, we gonna die anyway, you know, so we might as well die for something instead of just standing for nothing and dying, you know, miserable and broken mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I feel it's very important. I think this is one of the most important places for it. And the other question that I wanted to address that you asked about was, how could you process being a slave and knowing that at any moment you could be murdered in many kind of vicious ways. And the way I can't say about then, but about now and how things have been, you know, out in the streets and situations that I've been in, it's like we have to detach ourselves from it, desensitize ourselves from it to be able to even cope with it and deal with it, and even just to still be able to have some hope. You gotta desensitize yourself from it and act like, okay, well, it wasn't me, it wasn't right here on me, and well, you know, everybody you gotta look at it some way to make it like a grain of salt instead of the ton that it actually is. So a way to slaves probably processed that was just to, you know, detach themselves from it and act like, oh, well, we all gotta die, and I just gotta keep focused on me living and making it free until that day comes for me.
The mission of HackonomicsTV is to contribute to the Black consciousness movement going on across America, and to dismantle and destroy the Willie Lynch slave mentality and lessen the impact of historic white supremacy on our individual and group mindsets. Good night.
The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups.